Good afternoon, fellow councillors, staff, people in the audience. Before we start, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Mr. John Thomas. He's joined us as our new CAO as of last Monday, and we welcome you, John, to our organization. Look forward to great things that we can do together.
Thank you very much, Council. It has been drinking from a fire hydrant for the past few days, but lots to learn. We have a great team here, and I look forward to working with you as well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you kindly. And I'd like to also acknowledge that we are conducting our business today on the unceded territory of the Subasset people, the Subasset First Nation, and we thank them for the opportunity. With that, I will call the special meeting of Council to order at 4:30. It's held and transmitted electronically via the council chambers, which are located at 39 South Shore Road. I'll call this meeting to order. No introduction of late items. I'll look to staff, just those two. Approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Bomaka, seconded by Councillor Austin. All those in favor? Opposed, if any? That motion carries. Thank you. No adoption of minutes, no business arising. We have no delegations or correspondence. We'll go right to staff reports. I'll turn to our contract planner, Ms. Reynolds, to introduce the first item.
Thanks very much. Good evening, everybody. So our first application is for a development permit. And we do have the applicant on the phone if there's any questions for them. This is an application, a development permit application to permit construction of a single-family home in a natural hazard development permit area that's designated for steep slopes and interface fire hazard purposes. So this is at 283 Castley Heights, R3 zone, traditional urban zone. And the applicant has provided a number of professional reports to support their application, a geotechnical hazard assessment, a rain management plan, and also an interface fire hazard assessment has been supplied and was included as part of the staff report. The geotechnical hazard assessment was required in part because of the steepness of the grade of the parcel. And the assessment does confirm that, provided all the recommendations in the report are met, that the land is safe for the intended use. And a condition of the development permit is that prior to building permit, a section 219 be registered on the title. That includes the geotechnical assessment and also saves the town harmless. The stormwater management plan includes recommendations around managing drainage on the site. And there are a couple of retaining walls that are proposed, but they are expected to be lower than the 2-meter limit in the zoning bylaw, so no variances are necessary. The interface fire hazard development permit report, the report confirmed that the hazard on the property, providing recommendations are met, is reduced from moderate to low. Which is consistent with the zoning bylaw or the development permit guidelines. So public notice was given as required by the development approval procedures bylaw. And we did not receive any comments or any correspondence from community members. There are some 3 options available to council to either approve the development permit, deny it, or request that the applicant submit additional information. And then there's also a recommendation available to council from staff or from the contract planner.
Thank you for that background. We appreciate that. First of all, any questions on the development permit? Councillor Bomaka.
Just a question to Bridget. So when it says that notice was given, was it posted in 2 issues of the newspaper?
No, the development approval procedures bylaw requires that a notice be mailed. to neighbors within a 50-meter radius of the subject property.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Just a question, if I may. You did say it resided within R3 zone.
Yes.
Would that accommodate the current setbacks, et cetera, that were implemented in the OCP update, or the intended revisions that we have asked come forward for single-family and duplexes?
This one meets the current, the current zoning bylaw, because we haven't sort of reversed or,
Correct.
yeah,
That will come at a future date.
correct.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So it would reside within the current setback stipulations.
That's right.
Thank you. There is a recommendation there. I will turn to council and see what you wish. Moved by Councillor Sandu. I will read it out if you wish. To approve DP 2025-03 to permit construction of a single-family dwelling in DPA 2 for steep slopes and interface wildfire hazard at 283 Castley Heights on the lot legally described as Lot 15, Block 14, Section 5, Renfrew District, Plan VIP 54940, subject to the following conditions. All development shall be in accordance with the geotechnical hazard assessment prepared by Lukowich Engineering Limited, dated May 30th, 2025, and stormwater management plans prepared by the same engineering company, dated May 20th, 2025, and there's attachments in the file. Prior to the issuance of the building permit, to save harmless Section 219 covenant that includes the geotechnical hazard assessment prepared by Lukowich Engineering Limited, dated May 14th, 2025, shall be registered on the certificate of title of the subject property. That has been moved, and who was the seconder? Seconded by Councillor Bomaka. Moved by Councillor Sandu. Any further discussion or questions to the proponent? No questions. I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed, if any? That motion carries. Thank you very much. Just let my electronics catch up here and my voice. Ms. Reynolds, I'll turn to you for the second one, please.
Thank you. So we have a development permit application for the property at 276 Tall Road. And if you're familiar with the area, it's the one, it's beside the park, and the park contains the stream. So there's a development permit, the development permit area number 1, watercourse and streamside protection, as well as development permit area number 2, natural hazard land. And that's also due to the steep slope and interface fire hazard. So this property is zoned R2, and so again, another proposal to construct a single-family home. The lot is undeveloped, but there has been some activity, and so because a development permit hadn't been issued, and because of the proximity to the stream, a stop work order had been issued on the property, and once we go through this process, the stop work order should be able to be lifted. In support of the application, they had a riparian area protection assessment report prepared by a qualified environmental professional, as well as a geotechnical design report, and also an interface fire hazard assessment was prepared. The riparian area assessment established a 10-meter wide streamside protection enhancement area, and they've installed a silt fence along that side, and that silt fence would need to remain as for the duration of the development. And the geotechnical hazard provided recommendations associated with the construction of the single-family home because of the grade on the property. And then there's the forestry, the interface fire hazard assessment. primarily to vegetation management, and it didn't speak to requirements around materials, construction materials for the home. So as a result, there are a number of conditions associated with this application. In terms of the riparian area assessment, the process with these reports is that when they're prepared, the qualified environmental professional sends them to the province. The province then has a review, and so we have to wait for that review period. We haven't heard back from the province on that, so that's a condition that they couldn't issue a building permit until that condition be met. Also, that the work is being prepared consistent with the riparian area assessment report, the geotechnical report, and interface fire hazard assessment. They maintain the silt fencing for the duration prior to the issuance of the building permit, that the applicant provide the Schedule B letter of assurance from the geotechnical engineer, and also provide a planting plan for the streamside protection and enhancement area because of the proximity and because there's some disturbance that has taken place. And also because the interface fire hazard report, again, didn't speak to materials, but only vegetation management. There's a requirement that a Section 219 covenant also be registered as a condition of the development permit. So again, this one, we received, the notification was made pursuant to the development approval bylaw. And I had one conversation with one neighbor, and she was just inquiring as to what the application was about. And so we spoke on it, and there were no comments one way or the other. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a very wholesome report. Appreciate it. So there is 3 options there and a recommendation. So your desire? I'll let you read it. Moved by Councillor Vomaca, I saw first, and seconded by Councillor Sandu. And I will read this long recommendation. To approve DP 2025/04 to permit construction of a single-family dwelling in DPA 1 for stream side protection and DPA 2 for steep slope and interface wild hazard at 276 Tell Road on the lot legally described as Lot 5, District Lot 13, Cowichan Lake District, Plan BIP 88703, subject to the following conditions. Bullet 1, no development shall begin until the town has received confirmation from the province of its acceptance of the riparian area assessment. Bullet 2, all development shall be in accordance with the riparian area assessment report prepared by Sword Fern Environmental, dated May 29, 2025, the geotechnical design report prepared by Coast Geotechnical, dated May 20th, 2025, and interface fire hazard assessment prepared by Inwood Forestry Services Limited, dated June 3rd, 2025. Bullet 3, silt fencing shall remain in place for the duration of the development of the property. Also included, prior to the issuance of a building permit, the following are required to be submitted or completed. Bullet 1, Schedule B letter of assurance prepared by the geotechnical engineer. Second bullet, a planting plan for the disturbed streamside protection and enhancement area prepared by a qualified environmental planning, including a security bond in the value of labor and plants. Third bullet, register a Section 219 covenant on the certificate of title to include fire smart standards and to save the town harm. Prior to the issuance of an occupancy permit, submit a Schedule C/B letter of assurance prepared by the geotechnical engineer. That has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion on that? Councillor Frisbee.
Yeah, with the stop work order in place, was that in place because the applicant was uneducated on the application process or the permit process, or was this just a disregard for the permitting process?
With this one, I think there was some confusion when they went in and started working. I mean, we had a conversation, and I wasn't aware that there was the stream was there. But I mean, a building permit had not been issued, so they shouldn't be going out on the property and doing the work. So the stop order was issued.
Just to follow up, if I may. So are we confident the requirements are going to be met by this applicant moving forward?
I certainly believe so, yeah. I have no reason not to.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Any further comments, questions? I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed, if any? That motion carries unanimously as well. No bylaws. Thank you, Ms. Reynolds, for those two. No new business, no mayor's report, no notices of motion. Question period on these. I'll look to the audience. Nothing there. No in camera for this one. Looking for adjournment. Councillor Frisbee moves. Councillor Vomaca seconds. All in favor? Meeting adjourned. I will yield to the chair of the committee of the whole, and we will take a short break.